My salutations to all of the pious souls present here. I do not know why, but today I am now recalling a story I heard in my childhood from my grandfather. My childhood? There used to be a garden near certain places, and I used to go there with my grandfather. And at that time, there were very few vehicles. Meaning, if you keep waiting for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, then perhaps you would see one motor vehicle, a car. There was such little traffic, and now they have moved both of the statues that used to be here and they have made it into a crossroad. So at that time, my grandfather was able to see less. And it used to be his wish that we should go home very quickly. And it used to be my wish that I should see one more car, I should see one more car. So I would ask him to stay, but he would say, no, we don't want to stay. At that time, he had told me a story. He told us that the pair of two of us is like a blind man and a lame man. And I asked him why, so he told me a story that once, in a jungle, there was a very well-built young man who was blind, and an old man, and both of these individuals, they were stuck in the jungle. And then there was fire on all four sides. It happens sometimes. It is not as if somebody sets a fire. Sometimes bushes rub against each other and there's a spark and a fire is created like this. So just like this, a fire was created. And both of these people, they were feeling themselves to be surrounded. So they found a way. They found a path. But the old person who was there, he sat down onto the shoulders of the young, well-built man who was blind, and then he kept giving him directions as to where the fire is spreading and where there's space left, and then he would find a way through the spaces that were empty, and then through both of their work, both of them came out of that web of fire. So my grandfather used to say, this is how we are. You do not know the way, and I cannot see the way. Both of us together, we will take the way and go home. So this story, I'm remembering it today because today's young generation is extremely intellectual, and there has been a one-sided development of the intellect. And because of this one-sided development of the intellect, it happens. Any progress that happens suddenly, any sudden progress, imbalances humans. It makes them imbalanced. For example, between myself and my father, there wasn't much of a difference. There wasn't much progress. Even I had seen the generation of Fiat and Ambassador cars, and he had also seen the generation of Fiat and Ambassador cars. But this is not true between myself and my son. Today, he's getting to see so many types of cars. So meaning, in the last 20 years, there's been so much excessive progress that today, the knowledge of the old people, it is of no use anymore. They have knowledge, but that knowledge is of no use anymore. But the need is that it is of their experience. Today, the young generation has a lot of knowledge, but it is also one-sided. And it is happening. If you go to any old age home and see, I have gone and come back. That is why I'm speaking on the basis of this experience. The old people I met there, None of the children were illiterate. None of the children were uneducated. It's not like this. Everyone's children were well educated. Some were engineers, some were doctors. And maximum 90% of the children were in foreign lands. So meaning? For their children, there had been an excessive development in their intellect, but the scope of their feelings, the field of their feelings had become weak, that they had kept their parents themselves in an old age home. So look at the contradiction here. At the home of some laborer, at the home of some farmer. Go and visit them. Their parents never stay in some old age home. They may be lying in the corner. The father or the mother may be staying in a corner, but they stay in the home. They do not stay in some old age home. So then the question arises, along with the development of the intellect, does dryness also come in? Along with the development of the intellect, do the emotions also become weak? Does this lead to a deficiency in emotions? So along with the development of the intellect, there is also a need for the field of emotions, for emotions to grow alongside. Only then can there be a balance between these two. Even here, the main managers who are there in the ashrams, all of them are youths. They have good knowledge about mobiles, about computers. So they're taking care of the ashram. But in order to give them guidance, the old trustees are still giving their service. So meaning both of them are there. Both of them are doing work together. And then next, I have connected people in my whole life. Nobody has been left behind. So meaning all of those trustees who came and went 25 years ago, all of those trustees are still connected even today. They're working even today. And this Rambai you're seeing, this Rambai has no post. He has no official post. He's not a trustee. He's nothing. He has nothing. In spite of this, he is busier than me. He looks at the work in the fire ceremony hut. He looks at the work of the devotional songs. And it is not just within our ashrams. He gives guidance in all of the ashrams for the yajna, for the fire ceremony. He gives guidance for the devotional songs. He does it even at this age. So what is the meaning behind saying this? The old people, they have experience, and with this experience, they also keep trying. They keep making attempts that the next generation should stand up behind us, and then, along with us, the next generation should also be prepared. This was the very objective of the Gurus also. For the last 800 years, they created one sanskar, one value, and in creating it, they kept waiting for that time. For when that time will come, that this value, this sanskar, will reach society. Because it was not enough to create the sanskar, the value. As difficult as it was to create the sanskar, it was just as difficult to deliver the sanskar to society. It was just as difficult because they themselves could not go into society. They needed some medium or another through whom they could deliver this sanskar, this value to society. And after delivering it, it was their wish that the way in which this sanskar was kept carefully by us for 800 years, in exactly the same way, they should be kept safely for the next 800 years. There is an era of energy, of vibrations. It starts with one era and it ends in another era. So today, We are living a life in the middle of the two eras, so meaning 800 years have passed, and 800 years of the future are about to come. The arrangements for this are being made. So that this sanskar, this value is maintained ahead and it reaches the coming generations. So the need is that, along with the development of the intellect, that the soul should also progress. Along with the development of the intellect, even emotion should become strong. There should be a balance between the two. Then next, the field of emotions keeps us connected to our roots. If not, the tree whose roots itself come to an end, the tree whose very roots become spoiled, or if the connection to the roots is broken, then the tree cannot be happy for many days. It could be rich, it could be with a lot of money, but it cannot remain happy. The definition of happiness is something else. The definition of happiness does not come from above, it comes from within, it comes from inside. So the need is that the mother and father and the guru, these three are those that the bad karmas done with them are tied to you. Why are they tied to you? No matter how much trouble you give to your mother, no matter how much you trouble her, she will never say anything against you. She will never even think against you. It is the same with your father. No matter what you do against him, he cannot do anything against you. He cannot do anything. It is the same with the guru. Whatever you do against the guru cannot do anything against you. See, it happens that you slap someone and he slapped you, and then the account is over. But it is not like this for the three of them. If you do something with any one of them, they will not do anything to you. When there is no return from any one of them, then what will happen? That karma will be tied to you. So always keep this in mind. Your mother and father and the guru, they should never become sad because of your medium. They should never receive any trouble because of you. Why am I putting the guru in the category of your parents? The manner in which the mother gives birth to the physical body, in exactly the same way, the guru gives birth to the soul. The guru meaning the mother who gives birth to the soul. See, what is the matter here? You have chosen someone to give birth to the physical body, and you have chosen someone to give birth to your soul. Once the soul reaches a certain spiritual state, then the guru enters his life. And after the guru enters, then the soul is awakened. If not, many people have come and they have left. It is not as if everyone's soul has been awakened, and after the soul is awakened, then what happens? Whatever is ahead, with our own spiritual practice, with our own effort, we have to make our own progress. The more you remain introversive, the more you remain within, that much more your progress will happen. This opportunity to stay within, I started to have this from my very childhood. In my childhood, I had a young uncle, and he used to give me a different punishment. If I ever did something mischievous or if I did not study, then he would not hit me, he would not make me do squats. He had a different method of giving me a punishment. He would make me face some corner and sit down. There is some corner, he would make me face that corner and sit down, that I should remain seated there for hours on end. And then I do not know what used to happen at that time, but I used to obtain a state of meditation. And now today, when I investigate that state, if I look at that state, why did it happen like this? In reality, we have a solar channel and we have a lunar energy channel. And both of these energy channels, when they come to a center point, then we automatically come to the middle and we obtain a state of thoughtlessness. You can also experiment and see. If you're not able to go into meditation, then sit in one corner, 1 feet away from the wall. And then keep looking towards that corner, keep looking towards that corner. Then there'll be a pressure from the right side, there'll be pressure on the left side also. And one state will arrive that you will automatically gain a state of thoughtlessness. All of your thoughts will come to an end. Your thoughts of the future will come to an end. Your thoughts of the past will come to an end. All of your thoughts will come to an end, and you will come to the middle. The meaning of saying this is the many ways through which one has to concentrate themselves. One has to become introversive, and then next, the experiences which I have narrated, the experiences which I have written down. It is not necessary that they will be of use to you. Each and every one has their own experiences. But do you know what happens as long as the Guru is alive? One can go with him. One can fly with him. If he goes to moksha, to liberation, you can also go to moksha with him. If he has obtained the state of moksha, you can also obtain this state with him. But after he leaves, only the direction is left. The method is not left behind. And then it gets left behind. And then you will see, did he go in that direction? Oh, then you will also go in that direction. This is why the need is that not each and every day of his life, each and every moment of his life, live it. By living, I mean that use each and every moment of his life to remain introversive. This is a constant practice to remain introversive. It happens by doing it. It is not as if it will happen immediately. So why am I asking you to meditate regularly? Why am I asking you to meditate for 45 days? For any seed to sprout, for it to turn into a plant, it takes time. And then, for so many years, for so many lives, whatever we have filled within us, it takes time for it to become empty one by one. There is nothing apart from this. Where you become empty, then this occurrence happens in one instant. This incident that will happen, the spiritual experience that you will have, it will happen in one instant. But for this, one has to become pure. One needs to become holy. One needs to become empty. One needs to become void. Until we do not become void, until then nothing can happen. In the Himalayas, there is such an environment in which as soon as you go there, we obtain a state of thoughtlessness. And from this world, we go into that world. It is a different world, a completely different world. And next, there is one-way traffic there. Those who go there, he does not come back. Why does he not come back? Because after going there, even the thought of this world does not come. When the thought does not come, then there is no question of someone coming back. Just like this, I used to stay for 6 months in the Himalayas, and from there, I used to come into society. In society, I used to do the work of publicity and propagation for a few days, and after doing this work, I used to feel that physical consciousness is coming within me, ego is coming within me, and then I would stop all of the propagation work and go back into the Himalayas. This continued for many days. Then once, when I had gone to the Jain monks, and they said, the path on which you are walking, the road on which you are walking, there are chances of a different energy, a different power coming within you. And I told them, this is exactly why I have come to you. So what they taught me, because of that, the ego used to come. But the ego would remain limited only to the physical body. It would not come within. So meaning there would be burning in my feet would burn, but it would not come within. And it continued like this for many days. And I do not know. After this, once, suddenly, I started to have the desire to come into society from there. Why did I start to have this desire? I do not know. And then, even the abbot of the Ramakrishna mission used to ask me, is somebody calling you? I used to say, no, nobody is calling me. Do you have to go somewhere? Where do you have to go? I said, I do not know where I have to go. And then after that, then why do you want to go? I said, I do not know this also. So then I was not able to explain and he was not able to understand. Then at the end he asked, "Is this a calling from above?" And I said, "Yes, it is a calling from above." So then after this, I came back from there. And then I had come to Nagpur. And I'm telling this to you because my start had happened in Nagpur. And now the end of the Mahashivir is also happening in Nagpur. I came to Nagpur, and then at that time, there was a man who had taken a very big hall and he had organized a program there. And I'm telling you this because even after 25 years, he's still sitting here. So I'm telling you this because he's still connected. He has not been left behind. Everyone is connected. And then at that time, we had a big hall, but not many people came because nobody knew me. There were 15, 20 people. There weren't many people. So I told all of them, all of you, come onto the stage. Let us sit on the stage and take the program here. So as soon as the program started, then after some time, I saw that this Thamke sir, he started to see the aura around me. He had never seen this ever before. Then after this, he felt, is this the shadow? But then later he saw that the shadow was being seen separately on the wall behind. And then around, there was a milky aura with a dark milky border. It was being seen continuously. So meaning your spiritual state, you get to know about it later. The person in front gets to know about it first. So I did not get to know about my own aura, but he was the first one to see my aura. So meaning this will also happen with you. When your spiritual state becomes good, and you will not get to know, but those who do not even like you, those who do not even like to see your face, such people will come and sit next to you, and then you will ask, why did you come to meet me? Oh no, I had just come nearby to buy vegetables, so I thought I will meet you. So meaning in the proximity of your soul, your soul receives inner peace. That is why they come and sit next to you. The body does not want, but the soul wants to sit close to you. And when this starts to happen, then understand that your spiritual state is becoming good. Automatically, people will start to come and sit next to you. So within that very shibir, that discourse, there was a manager. He used to come. And after this, it must have only been 3 days. And then on the third day, the Sai Baba of Shirdi came into my meditation. And after he came, he said, that manager who has come, help him to open his crown chakra. Help him. I was not able to understand. I did not do any practice of Sai Baba. I did not know him. I had no connection to him. So then I communicated with my gurus that I did not call him. I did not remember him. Why did he come into my meditation? So then my guru said, by making you a medium, he wants to give something to a few of his devotees. And so then after this, the next day, we told the manager that Sai Baba has come like this and he has told us to do this and this. And so next day at 5 a.m., we went to his home, his bungalow, and then we saw that nothing. I kept my hand on all of his chakras, and as soon as I kept my hand on his head, he went into meditation for 5 hours. And after 5 hours at 10 a.m., we shook him and made him get up. Get up. Do you not have to go to office? And with great difficulty, he opened his eyes, and then he said, Swamiji, what kind of office and what kind of everything? Even my eyes are not opening. And he immediately held on to my feet, that in your form I have met Sai Baba. And I made him understand that I am not Sai Baba. I am his messenger. The message he gave, I have delivered that message to you. If some postman brings a good news, do we fall to the feet of the postman? No, at the most we give him 2 rupees. We do not touch his feet. So then that incident came to an end. And after that incident came to an end, the last day of the discourse, then on the last day I said that I come with my own money. I go with my own money. I do not take anything from anyone. I'm doing this work because I like to do this work. I feel good doing this work. I say this every time, and I said this, and then the discourse came to an end. And then after this, the next day, I was meditating at home. And then in my meditation, again, the Sai Baba of Shirdi came. And then he said, what did you say yesterday? You You come with your own money. You go with your own money. I do not take anything from anyone. Oh, this is work at the global scale. Take this onto the global scale. You have kept one door of ego open even today. I come with my own money. I go with my own money. Just as when you sit down to eat, if somebody gives you sweet, you also accept it as a holy offering. If somebody gives you a roti, you also accept that as a holy offering. Just in the same way, do not ask anyone for money. But if somebody gives you money, then take it and use it for Guru Karya, the work of the Guru, and then the work will expand. Yes, 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 yes. I said this because I had never done this in my life. I had never taken in my life. So then what to say no? I said yes. And then after this, you are sowing seeds on top of rocks. I will give you such a field where a good crop can grow. And those are the devotees of Sai. So whatever he kept saying, I just kept saying yes. And then later I said to my sister that today this incident has happened in my life. If this is my imagination, then okay. It could be that this is just an illusion of the mind. But if in reality, my connection has happened with his energy, then from today, my life will change. From today, my life will change. Even now, even here, we have to keep this in mind. I did not see Sai Baba. My connection was formed with his energy. I did not see him. Keep this in mind. And then after this, we went to Mumbai. Some programs happened in Mumbai. And then after this, there's a place called Gita Bhavan in Malad. And then a program happened there. And then the money that was gathered there, I gave it to the Gita Bhavan. And then after this, there's a program in a school. And the money that was organized there, I gave it to the school. And then there was a program in Pune. And then the money that was gathered there, I gave it to the school there. So I did not take anything. So he said to take, so I took it and I gave it back to wherever the program was organized. And then when I left Mumbai, then people had organized 800 rupees and given it to me. You did not ask for anything, but here they are for your travel expense. So I took that money. I went to Shirdi for the first time. And after going to Shirdi, I put it in his donation box and I said, I'm offering what is yours back to you. You told me to take it. I've taken it. And here what is yours. I'm giving it back to you. And then today, you had used my body for your work. Today, I'm surrendering this body to you. Whatever work you want to get done through me, get it done through me. So that day, I obtained the message. Leave your ego. That from today, you are not doing the Shibir. I am doing the Shibir. That is why I think that for 25 years, the Shibir, the discourse has been going on. And by taking such a state, I went home. I told my wife. My wife used to give me 500 rupees a month. And all of my programs used to happen within these 500 rupees. And then, once it used to be the first of the next month, then I would start my next program. Until then, people used to think I'm extremely busy. I was not busy. Actually, I did not have any money. So people used to think I'm very busy. And then on the first of the next month, then my wife would give me 500 rupees, and then the next programs would start. So I told my wife that Sai Baba has said this. And he's saying this to take money from people and to expand the work, to increase the work. And my wife said, do the work within the 500 rupees that I'm giving you, and then sit at home quietly. We do not want to increase the work or do anything. We don't want to do anything. Just like this. It went on for 2 or 3 months. For 2 or 3 months, I used to say every day, Sai Baba has said this to expand the work, and then she would always oppose this. And after 3 months, she expressed her fear. She said, you have obtained this as a prasad, the holy offering from the Guru. So you also have to distribute it as a holy offering. If you take money from anyone, then your spiritual practice of so many years will go to waste. So that even here I found a way. Let us do one thing. For 3 months, we will not ask for money from anyone. But if people give money, we will take it and we will use it for the work. If the work expands, then Sai Baba is correct. And if the work does not expand, then we will leave all of this. Then you just give me 500 rupees and we will continue. But then in those 3 months, then the whole world changed and the trust was established. Everything changed. It was a complete U-turn. So the meaning of saying this is, whichever samadhis gurus are there, their physical body has been left behind, but the energy is still present. The energy is still present. Do you know what happens? When an ordinary human's body goes away, his energy also goes away because they have to take another birth. But it is not like this for them. They establish a connection with their devotees, their sadhaks, through the medium of energy. That is why the energy is close. And that is why people keep having experiences of this even today. So the meaning of saying this is, the Shibir that is going on, the discourse that is going on, it has been 25 years. The discourse has been going on. But now the change is coming. Now the wish is that I want to write a book on the Aura Shastra, and I'm going to sit down for this, and I will have to give time for this. I will have to give time for this. And now, the incidents that have happened, because of these incidents, I feel that I have to pay more attention to this. This book, this holy book, is very big, and it is going to take a lot of time, and there is a need for me to give time to it. And then, sadhaks have now stood onto their own feet. Now see, they have no need of me. They're standing on their own feet. I say, do I not? The last. You become your own guru. This is the most important. This is why I say that if you believe in some samadhis guru, and do not believe in his physical body, reach the guru element within him, then any guru can never hold on to us. He can never hold on to you. He will definitely deliver you to the next class. Now you see, the middle school teacher delivers you to the high school. The high school teacher delivers you to the college. So meaning to hold on to someone. The gurus do not know this arithmetic, so that's why no guru will hold on to you. That is why if you also believe in some samadhis guru, and do not be attached to the physical body, your attachment should be with the guru element. If you do this, then certainly the entry of some living guru will happen in your life, and after a living guru enters, you will obtain self-realization. You will obtain inner spiritual experience, and after having the inner spiritual experience, you yourself will become your own guru. The need is that you need to meditate regularly. The need is for constant proximity, the company in which you stay, the environment in which you stay, the influence of that environment starts to fall on us. That is why always stay in a good environment. Stay in good company. See, however your 5 friends are, however your 5 loved ones are, just as those 5 people are, you will also be like them. Why? Your chitta, your attention remains on them more. And those people on whom your chitta is, you knowingly or unknowingly absorb energy from them. And what happens when you absorb energy from them? Your state is also created exactly the same. In one monastery, I had kept a discourse, and then after the discourse, the abbot there, he started to have pain in his heart. So he had his own hospital there. And all of his checkups were done, everything was done. And even then, the pain in his heart was not going away. And then he called me, and after calling me, I asked him that had you gone on a tour of your hospital? Has anybody died there? He said, no, I have not gone there today. Then, did some tribal people threaten you that I will kill you? That no, nothing like this either. So then we were not seeing any path, we were not seeing any way through which we will get to know. Why is he having pain in his heart? So then leaving this topic to the side, we started chatting just like that. And then I asked him, where were you before this? And he said, I was in Hyderabad before this. And in Hyderabad, There was a Swarupananji, and I did not get along with him at all. As soon as he mentioned his name, then I got to know that he is sitting in his Agya chakra, in his third eye chakra. So meaning he had a problem in his heart, and because his chitta was on him, he was getting influenced by this. So the meaning of saying this is that where you keep your chitta, the person on whom you keep your chitta, you absorb energy from him. That is why it is necessary that your chitta should be on good people. If it remains on good people, then you will absorb good energy. Through constant spiritual practice, all of this is possible. And then next, whether it is of the navel chakra or the third eye chakra, we end up creating a stage within us. See, my opposition is not with enjoyment, but imagine that you have a great desire to buy a car. I have to have a car, I have to have a car. If you're chanting like this for 2 or 3 years, your chitta, your attention is going there again and again, then after 3 years, it could be that you even buy this car. Even then, will you have satisfaction? Will you have contentment? No, you will not. Why? Because within those 3 years, a stage of dissatisfaction of the navel chakra was created within you. So it became your nature to be dissatisfied. And then what will happen? You want an even bigger car, you want an even bigger car. It will never get over. That is why in your life, if you want to buy something, buy it and then leave it. Then I should buy it, I should get this, I should get it. Do not think like this. The more you think like this, that much more, it will have an effect on your navel. And then after having an influence, a feeling of dissatisfaction will be created within you. It is the same for the third eye chakra. A case had come to me. This person was divorced. And then later we got to know what was the reason behind this. In his childhood, he did not want to stay in a hostel. And his parents intentionally kept him in a hostel. Then what happened? So he had anger towards his parents. And then when he went to the school, then this anger came out towards the other children there. When he went to college, it came out towards the other boys there. And when he went to work, it came out towards the other workers there. And when they got married, it came out towards his wife. So meaning, the stage of the third eye chakra was created in his childhood. And the play happening there kept changing with time to time. They kept changing. But if this becomes your nature once, then along with this nature, the person in front will not get to know that your nature is like this, but slowly. Because of the effect of this, many people will start to go far away from you. These vibrations, this energy, these things that I'm speaking about. It is not as if you're not able to understand it. You're able to understand it, but you're not able to understand it completely. You also have the experience of this many times in your life. For example, you can try this experiment. Go and sit on some bridge in an isolated spot. And then study whoever's coming and going with great intent, with great concentration. For example, a cyclist is passing by. Look at him with great concentration. Look at him. And the cyclist is gone. And then some person is coming on a scooter. Look at him. And then again, somebody comes on a motorcycle. Then look at this motorcyclist. And then as soon as you looked at this motorcyclist, the feeling comes within your mind that I should go and slap him twice. Why did this come? Because that person's state was bad. This effect came within you, this influence came within you, when in fact you do not even know this person. You have no connection with this person. Even then, you had such a feeling towards him. So now imagine, if it is your state, like the motorcyclist, that even people do not like you. As soon as you come, people avoid you. They do not like to speak to you. If 10 people do not like to speak to you, then understand that there's something wrong with us. If not, why would everyone stay away from us? So if your vibrations are spoiled, if your energy is spoiled, then people will run away from you. People will not come close to you. And overseas, a lot of publicity and propagation has happened for this. And when I take a discourse, then a lot of healers come. And then next, I get to know later that they are healers, but they would shake a lot during the shibir. They would move a lot. And then I asked, who are they? They're healers. Is this why they're shaking a lot? No, they're healers. Why? Because they have a knowledge of energy. They have a knowledge of vibrations. And then overseas, we cannot give such long discourses. Why? Because if we give these discourses, they will have to translate all of it. And as much as needs to be translated, that much more time will go. So the way to teach there is something different. The way to teach there is something different, that there's a very big ground, like a football pitch. Then I sit on one corner of this ground. And then I ask all of them to stand on the other corner. And then I tell them to make groups of 4. And try to come towards me. Make an attempt to come towards me. And I want to allow you to come towards me. I'm not stopping you. I want you to come towards me. And you come towards me. And as soon as they start to come towards me, as they come close, then at places they would get shocked. Just as one gets a shock, they would get a shock like this again and again. Those who are sensitive, they would get 6 shocks or 7 shocks, and those who are not sensitive, they would still get at least 2 or 3, because as soon as we come close, then the aura will become stronger, and the aura will be more important, and the more it becomes important, the more of an effect will be felt on them. And those who are very sensitive, they will get to know, even very far away, even the aura very far away will be known to them. So meaning this is an experiment. Within this experiment, they get the knowledge of vibrations of aura. The other experiment I do is that I order a stone. I ask them to get a stone from outside and keep the stone in the middle. And after keeping it, the healers, I tell them to check the energy of the stone. Check the energy of the stone. And store it within yourself. How is this? So they store it. And then I tell them, I will vibrate the stone. And then I keep the stone in both of my hands. I vibrate it. And after vibrating it, my energy, I instill it within the stone, and then I keep the stone in the middle. And then I tell them, now again check. So they check it, and then they get to know by themselves that in a few moments, the energy of the stone has increased. It has increased a lot. And while checking, they check it, and they check it, and they check it, and they go very far. So meaning I do all of these practicals, and I teach them. Why? Because it will take a lot of time to have a theoretical talk, and what they can understand in one practical experience, they will not be able to understand no matter how many books they read. And the third experiment I do is that 2 jars, a bottle of a single company, we take them, and then I ask them to check the vibrations of 1 jar. And then it is ordinary water. And they check the vibrations of ordinary water. And then I vibrate the 2nd jar. And after vibrating it, then I ask them, give it to everybody to drink. We give it to everybody to drink. First we give them normal water in a cup, and then we give them vibrated water in a cup. And they get to understand the difference by themselves, what kind of a change has come in. Even in this, there are different types of spiritual experiences. Those sadhaks who remain on the physical level, they say that, no, by drinking vibrated water, we felt cold. And then those who are at an even higher state, they say that we had the feeling that the water is going very deep inside, the water is going, when in fact this did not happen with the ordinary water. And the third feeling is that they go into meditation themselves. You may think that giving vibrations to the water is blind faith, but do your research on this. Do not turn your nose away by calling it blind faith. Do your research on this, investigate it, then you will see the results of this. In Ajmer, when we had a shibir, a workshop series, then when the discourse was going on, bottles of water were kept on the stage. And these bottles of water were later sent to Japan. Doctors from Germany had done this research, and those doctors are there in the shibir today. So they sent it to Japan, and after sending it to Japan, they said, there have been changes in the water. There's been a change in the water. What kind of a change has happened? It is not the color of the water that has changed. It is not the quantity of the water that has changed. It is the quality of the water that changes. So meaning, Whatever prayer you do onto the water, automatically there's a change in the water. Even within our body, there's 70% water. If we drink pure and holy water, there will be a change within our body also. So there was a very big scientist who has done a lot of research on this and given us a full report on this, that the crystals within the water change. This is called crystal therapy. So meaning water therapy. How do the crystals change within this? He has given the description of this and he has given the report as to how the crystals within the water change. The water was vibrated and the crystals within it changed. Today, science is making a lot of progress. Today's spiritual state can be investigated. Vibrations can be investigated. Vibrations can be verified. What is necessary is that we should make good use of it for our work, and that we should do research on this. We should take the information of this. Research is going on each and every one, and it will keep on going on. What the need is that we need to study this. All of the knowledge. The stronger your soul is, that much more you will keep getting information from inside. In order to take information, you will not be dependent on anyone. For happiness, you will not be dependent on anyone. For bliss, you will not be dependent on anyone. Whatever is there, you will get it from within yourself. You will get it from inside yourself. What is necessary is that you need to regularly give time. What is necessary is that you regularly need to pay attention to this. And as you keep on meditating, as you keep on becoming introversive, this change. What does introversive mean? What does introversive mean? First, it means that you will stop seeing the faults of others. As long as you're seeing the faults of others, this means that your chitta is outside. You're seeing the faults of others. But when you will become introversive, then you will not see the faults of others. First of all, you will see your own faults. And if you want to do this experiment after taking bath, stand in front of a mirror. And when you stand in front of a mirror, then two incidents happen. The first is that there is no one apart from you in the bathroom. And then at the time, you remain close to your soul. So within you, inside you, what kind of khichdi, what kind of a dish is being made? What is going on? As soon as you remain in front of the mirror, immediately all of those things will come out. Those people will come out, those incidents will come out, those that are hiding inside you. This is the reflection of those. So you see for how much time can you look at yourself in the mirror peacefully? If you can look, then your state is very good. And if you cannot look at the mirror, if all of these things are coming up, then understand that all of this is going on within you. So meaning your chitta is not holy. Your chitta is not pure. We have kept it inside. We have kept it inside, but it has not come out. What is necessary is that we need to remove this. It is not okay to just suppress it. Whenever it gets an appropriate environment, then all of those things can come out. So that is why what is necessary. You need to see it. You need to feel it. As you feel it, as you say it, and slowly, all of those things will start to reduce. And all of this is an experiment. You can try this experiment. All of these are experiments. These are experiments on the spiritual path. The more you do it, the more you will obtain the results. And then you will also get the self-confidence that we did this experiment, and from this experiment we received this benefit. That this thing we had heard, the experiment is successful in reality. You will also have these experiences. You will have these spiritual experiences. So this is to say that within this path, regularity is extremely important. It is extremely important that you need to meditate regularly and you need to meditate in collectivity. Keep these two things in mind, that in your meditation, then you can make good progress. A good progress can happen. So now you see these overseas people, they have crossed so many boundaries and come here. It happens that as we fly in a plane, then my house, my house, my house gets left behind. Then my district, this gets left behind. And then after this, my village, this gets left behind. Then my state gets left behind. Then my country gets left behind. As you keep going onto higher and higher heights, the higher the plane keeps going, then all of these things will be left behind. It's exactly the same way in spirituality. In your spiritual state, as you keep going higher and higher, then slowly, everything will start to be left behind. Your name will be left behind. Your caste will be left behind. Your method of worship will be left behind. Your country will be left behind. Everything will be left behind. And then after this, you will only remain as a soul, beyond all of this. So now you imagine. After obtaining such a state, then one does not remember anything. So this photo that they're showing you is of the parliament in Gujarat. The program that happened in the parliament of Gujarat, when I told them to meditate, that sit down to meditate, then the whole cabinet of ministers had come down, and the newspaper reporters had then published this photo in the newspapers. People say that the new politicians do not leave their post, they do not leave their chair. Post, politician, chair, all of this is related to the physical body. When the physical consciousness came to an end, then they forgot we are a politician, they forgot that we are on our official position, and they came down. And everybody was sitting down, leaving their chairs behind and meditating. So the whole cabinet of ministers was sitting down and meditating. The newspaper reporters then published this photo. So what happens? In meditation, all of these things slowly get left behind. And then, in your life, whatever you have obtained, to be free from all of it, this itself is moksha, liberation. What does it mean to be free of it? For example, the sages of the Himalayas, the spiritual practice they did, the meditation that they did, and from this meditation, whatever they had obtained, after obtaining it, they were not able to find a way to be free from it. They were not able to see a path to be free from this. This is why they handed it over to me and they became free of it. And so now you're thinking, I'm doing the publicity. All of these sadhaks are going everywhere and doing propagation, publicity. They're doing publicity everywhere. This is what you're seeing, that they're doing publicity, but they're not doing any publicity work. Even they are becoming free of their knowledge. So you see, one does not have liberation even with knowledge. If you have obtained knowledge, then you have to become free of even the knowledge. Even with this knowledge, there's no liberation. That is why the Gurus gave the knowledge and they became free of it. In exactly the same way, you think I'm doing the publicity. I'm not doing this. I'm becoming free of my knowledge. And I will have to be free of everything. And I'm not saying that whatever wealth you have obtained, distribute all of it and then become free of it. Your attachment to wealth should go away. Your attachment to your property should come to an end. So meaning your chitta, your attention should be free from this. Our relationship is with the connection, is with the chitta. We take everything at the physical level, but it is not at the physical level. This is all at the level of the chitta and the soul, that we will have to be free of it. Whatever things are there. From that knowledge also, we will have to be free from it. So what are the sadhaks doing? Even the knowledge that they have obtained, whatever knowledge that they have learned, by sharing it, they are also becoming free of it. And next, whether the person in front absorbs it or he does not absorb it. This is not connected to them at all. After giving it, their role comes to an end. Just as it is for me. My Gurus, they have given me invaluable diamonds to distribute to each and every one. Go to each and every human and give him one diamond. And then after that, your work will come to an end. And then the person to whom I've given the diamond, after taking the diamond, if he thinks about it as a piece of glass and he throws it away, or he takes care of it as if it is a diamond, in both the cases, my work is over, and then it is his work, and then he has to take care of this for himself. And so our role is nothing. So this is the limit of the Guru's role. So whatever knowledge you have obtained, distribute it, and then the path ahead, the way ahead. He has to determine this for himself. So after absorbing it, how much are you able to develop it? Everything is dependent on this. After the end of this shibir, If you will do a practicum for 45 days, then the practicum will start from 27 December, then it will end on 9 February. So if every day you do 30 minutes of spiritual practice, then your life will change. Your life will change. You do one thing. Today, whatever problems you have, write them down on a piece of paper, and after writing them, put them in an envelope and close it, and then keep it to the side, and then leave it. Just write, it is not enough to just write it down into that envelope. After writing it down, then leave it. And after leaving it and meditating for 45 days, then see. Do you know what happens? Many things. They are small. But by putting a chitta in it, we make them big. It happens. For example, how is it for a chitta? If you give it to a thorny bush, then the thorny bush will grow. And if you give it to the rose bush, then the rose bush will grow. So wherever you keep the chitta, it will grow. The chitta has only one role. It makes things grow. So if you apply it to a thorny bush, then the thorny bush will grow. If you put your chitta on a problem, then the problem will grow. And then when the problem becomes very big, then you will say, oh, my problem has become so big. So the meaning of saying this is, who did this? This is why the need is, where are you putting your chitta? Pay attention to this. This incident that I told you about these youths, all of these incidents, I get information about them from the letters that sadhaks write to me. I meet people very rarely. So now let me tell you about the case of a sadhika. Do you know what happens? First, there used to be 2 or 4 children. So somebody would learn, somebody would not learn, somebody stays with us, somebody would stay far away. It was all okay. But nowadays, there's only one son. So this sadhika, this female sadhak, she had only one son, and she taught him very much. She made him write a lot. And after getting him educated, she sold all of her jewelry and sent him to America. And then the son went to America. He came once or twice. Then after this, he stopped coming. And then his phone used to come. And then after that, even his phone stopped coming. And then for many years, neither has any letter come, nor has any phone come. Nothing. And then this sadhika's, her whole world drowned. Why? Because after a few years, her husband also died. And then now she was feeling herself to be alone. So meaning, her son was her whole world. She was thinking of her son as her whole world, and her attention from the morning to the night used to be on her son. And then now, today, when her son is gone, she felt as if her whole world has drowned. She was thinking of committing suicide. In such an environment, in such a state, she had come onto this path. And when she came onto this path, then I told her, that you can obtain happiness from anywhere. Do not have this expectation at all. Be independent for happiness. For Paramatma, be independent. Even Paramatma is within you. And even happiness is within you. If you go on top of some mountain, you obtain happiness there, you obtain peace. Then that happiness is of that mountain. It is not yours. If you go onto this side of some sea, there you obtain happiness, you obtain peace. That is of the seaside, that is not yours. You go into the proximity of some guru, there you obtain something good. This is because of his aura. It is not your happiness. Your happiness is within you. It is inside you. Until you do not go within, until then, you cannot obtain that happiness. The need is to experience Paramatma within you, to experience happiness within you. And I want. It is hard to improve. The elderly people, because for 50 years, for 60 years, they have searched for Paramatma outside, And now today, if you suddenly say to them, Paramatma is inside, they will not accept this immediately. So I feel as if I'm doing the discourses for small, small children, and I say to the children that Paramatma is not outside, Parmeshwara is not outside, Paramatma is inside you, Paramatma is inside you. So establish a connection with the Paramatma inside, and in the spiritual field also be independent. Do not be dependent on anyone. Do not be dependent on any temple. Do not be dependent on any guru. Do not be dependent on anyone. Become your own guru. And then after this, whatever has to be done by you. Nobody is going to come to help you. And there's no need for you to be dependent on anyone. Do you know what happens when you think like this? There is a need to instill this habit from childhood. Then there's a need to create such a new generation. A new generation can take this knowledge to future generations. That is why I'm taking the program of the children and I'm telling them that Paramatma is not outside, Parmeshwara is inside you. Happiness is not outside, happiness is also within you. In exactly the same way. I explained this to the sadhika, and then a chitta left her son. And then she started remaining happy in her own happiness, in her own meditation. Why? Because that's what she was thinking, that her son will make her happy. This feeling of hers came to an end. It will happen for you also. You must be thinking, they will make me happy, I will receive happiness because of them. No. Do not be dependent on anyone for happiness. If you remain dependent, then at the end you will obtain sadness. And this is why the need is that feel happiness within yourself. Feel Paramatma within you. And then what will happen? All of your search will come to an end. And your chitta spent a lot in searching for happiness. We think that he will give me happiness. This thing will give me happiness. This wealth will give me happiness. Our chitta spent a lot in this. In the same way, we search for Paramatma outside. We go to this pilgrimage site or a temple. Parmeshwara is not outside. And even happiness is not outside. Both of these are within. Both of these are inside. On a television channel, I was asked, everyone wants to be happy. So where will we find happiness? And I told them, Paramatma and happiness are two sides of the same coin. So meaning on one side there is happiness, and on one side there is happiness, the one who has obtained Paramatma. He automatically obtains happiness. He does not have to search for happiness. Happiness is within him. Happiness is inside him. Why? Because after finding Paramatma, the search outside itself comes to an end. Within our life, we become content. And after becoming content, we also feel happiness within one, inside oneself. This is why the need is that one needs to obtain that state. If one obtains that state, then you will experience Paramatma within you. See, whomever, it is not as if I'm saying this. I'm just trying to remove the dust that is on the knowledge that you already have. Whoever has experienced Paramatma, whoever has known Paramatma, he has said only one thing, that Paramatma is a power of universal consciousness. It happens. For example, I had gone to Canada, and there in Canada I told them that if anyone says that the sun is only ours, the sun is only for Canada, it is not for anyone else, what is the meaning of this? It is the ignorance of the people of Canada. If they would have gone outside of Canada, if they go outside, then they will get to know that the sun is also of India, it is also of the United Kingdom, it is also of Bangladesh, it is also of China, it is of everyone. In exactly the same way, Paramatma is only ours, and we can obtain Paramatma only through our medium. We can obtain Paramatma only through our method of worship. Even thinking like this, only those who do not know Paramatma can say this, and those who know, they know that Paramatma is a power of universal consciousness. And in order to reach that power of universal consciousness, there are many ways, there are many paths. And then once, I had gone to Germany, and then in Germany, some doctors of a university had come to meet me, and they said to me, Swamiji, we want to instill world peace. We want to benefit the whole world. When people speak such big things, then first I check, is this person satisfied? I ask them, do you have peace? Do you have satisfaction in your life? And they said, no, we don't have it. But we want to make world peace happen. We want to make the welfare of the world happen. So I said to them, start a world peace. Do it with inner peace. And next, this world peace, this welfare of the world, these are big words. Don't run after these words. First, understand the meaning of the word world. When you say world peace, the welfare of the world, this does not mean the whole world. It does not mean so many countries. When we say world, we think it means the whole world, the whole planet. We infer this kind of a meaning. But the whole world does not mean the world. World means your world. If my aura is of 200 feet, then my world is of 200 feet. And by taking this aura of 200 feet, no matter which corner of the world I go to, my aura will always be the same. My world will always be the same. Regardless of which corner of the world I go to, there will be no change in it. And then next, within my aura, even a bad person will become good. Even a bad environment will become good. The influence of that environment will not fall on me. The influence of that person will not fall on me. How those people are, I do not know, but within my company, they will be good. So the meaning of saying this is the world means your aura. The world means your aura. If you create your own aura, and then when you take that aura and go anywhere in the world, once your shadow can leave your side, but your aura can never leave your side. It can never leave it. It will always be with you, regardless of whether it is day or night. And I have had these experiences. So I explained it to them like this, that first, world means your aura. Once, I was going to Germany. So I was not able to get a ticket for Germany. I usually take a Lufthansa flight directly from Mumbai. I was not able to get this at the time. And then I had to go via Abu Dhabi. And there I stayed in Abu Dhabi for 2-3 hours. And even while coming back, I stayed in Abu Dhabi for 2 or 3 hours. So I told Guru Ma that some plan of the Guru energies is going on. Something is going to happen in the Arab countries. That is why I am being taken to Abu Dhabi again and again. And in reality, it was exactly like this. The next year after this, there were programs in the Arab countries. It was in Oman, in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi. And in Oman, and in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai, programs happened here. A sadhak from Ahmedabad sent a WhatsApp message to me. Swamiji, do you not feel afraid? You're going in the middle of the Muslims, and then you're speaking to them about meditation. It is like counting teeth in the middle of a lion's mouth. Do you not feel afraid? So there was a very big pagoda. It was a big round hut. And all of the sheikhs were sitting there and they were meditating. All of the sheikhs were meditating. I sent this photo to him and I told him, look, wherever I go, my aura, my world comes with me. Whether I am in the Arab countries or I'm in India, it has nothing to do with this. But wherever I go, my aura always comes with me. See, even here, the environment is there. All the sheikhs were meditating and they were very happy. They were very pleased that we got the benefit of meditating in your proximity today. So what I'm saying is that do not cry for the circumstances. Don't cry for any person. Don't cry for any problem. You make yourself so good. Make yourself so holy. Make yourself so pure that the whole world should come within your influence. You should not come under the influence of the world. So wherever you go, people should come in your influence and you should not come into the influence of others. This is only possible when your aura. And next, now do not think that it can happen for me. It cannot happen for you. It can happen for you also. When it can happen for me, why can it not happen for you? And it is not as if I'm going and sitting in some caves. No, I'm sitting in front of you. And then next, I'm showing you the results also. You see. When I had come from the Himalayas, did I have a very good aura? No. And then after this, by staying in society, by meeting thousands of people, after staying in society, this aura has been developed. It has been developed in front of you. You're seeing everything. How was it earlier? How is it now? So meaning, such a good aura, such a good state. I did not come here with it. See, they're showing you the photographs of all of the three auras. How was it earlier? Then how was it? And then how was it? So the meaning of saying this is, I could stay in the middle of my family, in the middle of society, when along with thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, when I can improve my aura, then why can you not improve it? You can also do it. Oh dear, your family would be of 4 or 5 people. My family is of hundreds of thousands of people. Hundreds of thousands of people are connected. The problems, the issues of hundreds of thousands of people, I had to handle this all at once. This was during the era of Corona, and many people had come out in a very good way, and many strange experiences had come. So meaning, where all can a person get stuck? On what kind of small things can he get stuck? A person will get stuck over samosa, over ice cream. Now you search. Is your chitta getting stuck somewhere? So meaning, here you're dying, your death is coming, you're taking your last breath, but then, I wish I would eat ice cream and die, it would be good. It could be there's a famous samosa. If I ate that samosa and I died, it would be so good. So meaning over such small things, you're stuck over such small things, you have crushed all of the rest of it. You're stuck over such small things. This is why, first, introspect. First, reflect on yourself. Do we have an attachment somewhere? In reality, what does moksha, liberation mean? Liberation is not some state which you obtain after you die. This is a very wrong misconception that so-and-so died and then you obtained liberation. It is not so easy. It is not so simple. Liberation is a very high state of meditation that you will have to obtain within your life. And that state will be obtained when you obtain the karma-free state. One does not obtain liberation by doing good deeds. One does not obtain liberation by doing sinful deeds, so meaning whichever karmas you do. You think that by doing many meritorious deeds, I will get moksha, liberation. Never. Because by doing good deeds, you will have to take another birth to enjoy those good deeds. So where's the liberation? Where's the moksha? When you obtain the karma-free state, that there's no karma left in your life at all. Neither are good karmas left, nor are bad karmas left. Then there is no reason left. No reason is left for which you have to take another birth. So from this, liberation can be obtained from the karma-free state. And then next, for many years now, I'm doing the publicity and propagation of yoga, and I'm telling everyone that yogasana is not yoga. There's a very wrong belief, a misconception that is going around in society that yogasana is yoga. It is not like this. Yogasana is different and yoga is different. And next, those 8 limbs of yoga, the 8 stages of Ashtanga yoga that are there. The first level is yam. Yam means that whatever bad things are there with you, sacrifice them, be free of them. So then you will climb onto the first step, yam. So it is step by step. And then next, after yam, is niyam. Niyam means you apply some good rules in your life through which you live the rest of your life. So I'm trying to explain it to you in a very simple and straight way. And then third is asana. What is the meaning that we derive from asana? Yogasana, when in fact, asana does not mean yogasana. Asana means such a state in which you can sit peacefully for half an hour. It could be that it's sukhasana. It could be that it's vajrasana. But asana means that state in which you can sit peacefully. But asana does not mean yogasana. Yogasana has no connection with yoga. Yogasanas were made later. And why were yogasanas made? So that you could have control over your physical body. And now recently it happened. These surveys happened that in America they said dance, boxing, and yogasana. All 3 of these are very good exercises. So meaning they're now being considered exercises. They made yogasanas and they're thinking of yogasanas as exercise. This is not some physical exercise. Yoga is not some physical exercise. It is not a physical exercise. So the meaning of saying this is, asana does not mean yogasana. Asana means that state in which you can sit peacefully for half an hour first. And then after asana, yam, niyam, asam. And after asana is pranayam. When they teach or they learn pranayam is not something to be taught or learned. Pranayam happens by itself. As you start to do yoga, then automatically pranayam will happen within you. You will not have to do it. I do yogasana, I do pranayam, I. Where there is I, there is no yoga. There's no pranayam in it either, and we will go even above pranayam, and then it will be pratyahar. And after pratyahar, what is there? So meaning one step by one. Even in pratyahar, this is there. Whichever bad karmas are there, whichever bad things that we think are there, we have to leave it. And then there's dharana. Dharana means there should be defined some kind of concept towards God. It should be clear. And after dharana comes dhyan. Meditation. Thoughtlessness is not meditation. Thoughtlessness is thought to be meditation, when in fact thoughtlessness is not meditation. Meditation is that state that is obtained after thoughtlessness, and after this, one gets good experiences in meditation. But in meditation, you will never see any form. Parmeshwar has no form. And after dhyan is samadhi. Samadhi is that state in which your physical consciousness gets left behind completely. Any feeling of the physical body is not left within you. You obtain a state of void in your life. And that is what is ahead, samadhi. And to reach samadhi is a high state of meditation. So in short, understand this much. That asana does not mean yogasana. The objective of yoga, the main objective, which means to resolve the problems of the unstable chitta. This is the main objective of yoga, so that your chitta will not go outside, it will stay within, and then automatically it will become strong, it will become holy. So then, where is this happening in yogasana? This is not happening in yogasana. In yogasana, the opposite is happening. Your chitta is being taken to your physical body, and the objective of yoga is that the solution to all of the problems in your life is yoga. It is a solution to all of the problems. Why? Just imagine your physical consciousness is of half an inch. You don't want to cut it, you don't want to break it. Then how can you make it smaller? Draw a line of soul consciousness in front of it. As soon as you draw a 2 feet line of soul consciousness, then automatically it will become small. In exactly the same way, we do not say that you should fast. We do not ask you to walk barefoot. We do not say anything to give trouble to the physical body. What we are saying is only this much, that develop your soul consciousness, and then your physical consciousness will reduce by itself. And when it reduces, then what will happen? All of the problems that are there in your life, as many problems as are there in your life, inspect them. All of the problems are connected to your physical consciousness. When your physical consciousness itself reduces, then automatically your problems will also reduce. Now we will meditate. However, before meditating, I want to give you some news. Yesterday I felt in meditation. Some people drink alcohol, so they were having the alcohol, that we are drinking alcohol, we drink alcohol. So should we meditate or not? Should we absorb such a holy value, sanskar, or should we not? So for them, let me tell you an incident from my own life. I used to go to a tailor to get my clothes stitched. And at the counter at this tailor, his wife also used to sit there. She used to look at some of the business, so I used to have some greetings and small talk with her. One day, this wife came to the meditation center and she said, "Swamiji, I want to divorce my husband." I said, what has happened? He's such a gentle person, a good person. Why do you want to divorce him? He's a gentleman. She said, Swamiji, he's a gentleman at night. He's a bad person. He's a gentleman in the day, and he's a bad person at night. He's a bad person at night? What does this mean? He drinks alcohol at night and he comes. He breaks the telephone. He makes a big ruckus at home. And I'm tired of this daily drama and I want to leave him. So I also showed her some sympathy. I said, okay, one should leave such a husband. But you do one thing. From tomorrow, start to meditate regularly. And you do a practicum of 45 days. And after doing a practicum of 45 days, then your husband's alcohol will be left behind. And she said, if I meditate, my husband's alcohol will be left behind? I said, yes. I can write this down on a legal paper and give it to you, that if you meditate, your husband's alcohol will be left behind. So she started to come regularly. She started to meditate regularly. She completed the practicum of 45 days like this. And after this practicum of 45 days, she started to cry again. She said, Swamiji, even now he drinks a full bottle. It has not even gone down to half. And you were saying that his alcohol would be left behind. Where has this alcohol been left? I said, it has not been left because that you were meditating. You were meditating on Paramatma, but your chitta was on this alcoholic husband of yours. So how would his alcohol be left behind? You do one thing, you do one more Anushthan of 45 days. And now you take your chitta, your attention away from your husband. Write down the problem of your husband on a letter and leave it. Meditate regularly. So she started to do it. So this practicum was almost about to be over. There must only be a few days left. And then what incident happened on that day? This husband used to come on a scooter. He used to drop her off and then he used to smoke a cigarette outside. And then as soon as the meditation would be over, he would pick her up and then go back. So that day it was raining very heavily. So then this husband had no place to stop. So he also came inside the meditation center. He also sat down to meditate. Everyone was sitting, so he also sat down at the back. So he also meditated. And after meditating, he came to meet me. Swamiji, today even I meditated. I said, this is good. Swamiji, I felt very good. He said, this is good. Swamiji, even I want to meditate. Okay, this is good. But Swamiji, at night I drink alcohol. I said, you do one thing. Meditate in the morning and then drink alcohol at night. He said, will it be okay? I said, yes, it'll definitely be okay. So then he started it like this. He used to meditate in the morning and then he used to drink alcohol at night. Then what change came within him? He used to go to an alcohol shop and he would find it to be closed. And then sometimes the alcohol would get over. So such incidents started to happen. And then he started to see Swamiji in the glass of alcohol, and then slowly. When he would drink alcohol, then he would vomit. Whenever he would drink alcohol, he would vomit. This happened 3 or 4 times. Then he thought, perhaps I'm not able to digest alcohol. And then his alcohol was left behind. So when this alcohol is left behind automatically, I do not tell anybody to leave it. So how does it get left behind? When your navel chakra gets activated, any bad thing, it will not let it remain inside. So as soon as you drink alcohol, you will vomit. And then what will happen? Slowly, your alcohol will be left behind automatically. But in this, we do not ask you to leave alcohol behind. So never have the guilt that because you're drinking alcohol, you cannot absorb this value, this sanskar. Drink alcohol with fun. Meditate here though. It will happen slowly. When the value is instilled within you, when your spiritual state becomes good, then automatically the habit of alcohol, of cigarettes, of tobacco will be left behind. What is good in your life, only that will remain. What is bad will be left behind. Your wife will not be left. My wife has also not been left. This is my experience. This is why. Remain reassured. So I'm telling you on the basis of my experience, what can be left behind and what will not be left behind. Many people are afraid. And then next, look in the ashram. Many young men and women are always working. But they're never worried. The parents are never worried that will they turn into sadhus, renunciates if they go there. They know that their guru is also not a Babaji, so where will they turn into a Babaji? And next we do a Samarpan marriage. 15-20 people get married together. Why? There is a holy environment in the proximity of the guru. The incident of marriage happens. People like it a lot. And the next, I do not even go to the marriage of my relatives, but I attend these relatives. I myself remain present in all of these marriages. So this danger is also not there, that the children will turn into a renunciate, a sadhu, a monk. Oh, it is our very objective to create good parents. If we turn them into renunciates, how will they turn into parrots? So what is necessary is that the objective with which we have come into society, the objective is this. This is why I never think that if we are drinking alcohol, can we meditate or not? You can definitely meditate freely. And then next, yesterday you were meditating. In your meditation, you were chanting. Actually, do you know what has happened? Through the medium of meditation, I have been connected to each and every person. What you're thinking there, what you're doing there, I get to know everything here. What is happening? You keep chanting for whichever deity you believe in. Tell me one thing. For example, everyone goes to Pandharpur, a holy site in India, and there everybody keeps chanting Vittala, Vittala, Vittala. There in the middle, if you keep chanting Ram, 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 then will you get the benefit of the collectivity there? No. Is it bad to say Ram, Ram? No, but it is bad there. Because where everyone is saying Vittal, Vittal, in the middle of them, if you keep doing Ram, Ram, so meaning you're riding a different horse. It is not like this. If you are in the middle of collectivity and you're not able to take the benefit of the collectivity, then what is the point? And the collectivity is not only of this field. People in 70 countries, hundreds of thousands of people are connected, and today we are going to meditate in the collectivity of hundreds of thousands of people. That is why don't chant anything and don't have any guilt. And actually, Paramatma is very compassionate. Just keep faith in his compassion, in his mercy. He will forgive all of your faults, all of your sins. And I'm not asking you to leave your alcohol. Your alcohol should be left behind. And when it is left, it will be left from inside. That is why never have this kind of a feeling. Do not chant any mantra. Don't do anything. Just sit peacefully. Just enjoy the peace. You see, whenever we sit at some peaceful place or another, then we hear a sound from within ourselves. We get acquainted with ourselves. We recognize the whole world. We take information about the whole world, but we do not take information about ourselves. But in meditation, we have to take our own information. That is why today, do not chant anything. Do not have any kind of guilt. Leave yourself in this collectivity. Once, I was taking a meeting of the trustees. In the meeting, I told them, for example, the way a dead body flows in a river, it floats, it floats, it floats, and then it strikes a tree, and then it gets stuck, and then it floats again. But it does not strike its hand or feet, but become a dead body in meditation. You do not want any of your efforts. End your physical consciousness completely. You don't want to chant anything. Don't do anything. And if you make efforts here, then what will happen? It is possible here, because everyone is making an attempt here. It happens. There's a great difference in collectivity. There's a great benefit to collectivity. For example, there's a horse cart with 4 horses. Then in this horse cart of 4 horses, we want to take this and go to the station, but one horse is naughty, and he does not want to go to the station. He does not want to run, but the other 3 horses will pull him and definitely make him reach the station. So you leave your own efforts, just this much. I'm telling you the truth. Leave all of your personal efforts. Just get connected. Just join the collectivity. Then you will go from one end to the other, and when the meditation ends, you will reach the state of void. And it is my wish that everyone should reach, because such a big collectivity. And it is a collectivity of those souls who for 28 years are meditating regularly. They're doing spiritual practice regularly. A collectivity of such holy souls. A collectivity of such holy souls. You're about to obtain it right now. So do not miss this. Leave all of your attempts. Leave all of your efforts behind. Just leave yourself and you will automatically reach from one end to the other. Today, we will pray for the all-round progress of India. Keep your right hand on your crown. Give it a light press. Rotate it clockwise 3 times. Then bring your hand down. Chant the mantra with me. I am a holy soul. I am a pure soul. I am a holy soul. I am a pure soul. I am a holy soul. I am a pure soul. Now meditate for some time by keeping your chitta on the crown. Now we will pray to Paramatma. O Paramatma, may our country India make all-round progress. This is all of ours pure wish. This is the pure wish of all of us. This is the pure wish of all of us.